is Selene. Welcome to my first Facebook and YouTube live at the same time. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that you're here. If you found me, please leave me a comment so that I can start to test my comments. I can't believe that I can be live and two places at once and see both comments. That's exciting to me because I always feel like I'm neglecting one side or the other, Today I have the most beautiful Fun Folds workshop for you. I designed it with my team in mind. My team is Stampers with Heart, and every month we meet for a meeting and a class. And I loved this class so much that I just wanted to share it with you guys. So the presentation is completely free. There is a packet available free with a $50 order, and that packet comes with a PDF to your email. So there's a PDF of all 4 projects that I've already created that I will email out to you when I mail your package. And then to celebrate my first Facebook and YouTube simultaneous live, if you spend $100, I have a special little prize pack, and I have an example of what one might look like. It's 20 sheets of cardstock and an embellishment. So it could be a roll of ribbon, it could be some bling, but oh my gosh, it's Jill. Hi. Jill has been promoting my YouTube channel forever, and you have to have so many subscribers in order to go live on YouTube. I think it's 1,000, and I did hit that a while ago, but then by the time I did it, I was used to going live on Facebook. So Facebook changed their rules recently and started deleting videos after 30 days. So I thought it was time to up my game and start trying YouTube and Facebook together. So thanks for being here, guys. So wait till you see these projects. They're gorgeous. Let's flip over to my hands. That was pretty cool. Pretty smooth, huh? All right. So here, I think I'm zoomed out a little. So let's go in and we'll get rid of that. Let's see. Okay, so here's the 4 ink pads that we're going to be using today. We got Pretty Peacock, Mossy Meadow, Berry Burst, and Night of Navy. And I have them on my table in the order of the cards that we're going to be showing. This is the first card. But before we get into all of that, I'll just tell you one more thing. Let's see. So this is using the Label Me Grateful bundle and the Floral Charm Designer Series paper. And so the package looks like this, and it's free with a $50 order in my store. And all of the links should be in the description of this video already. Oh, I have it upside down. So if you're looking for what I used for dots or what I used to make this cool border, you'll see it in a second. The complete supply list is at the top of the video and on both platforms. Hey, Robin, so good to see you. So this is the example of the $100 gift. So you would get the packet, the PDF, and if you spend $100 in my store, you'd get an embellishment. It could be a pack of ribbon. It could be an embellishment like this one. And of course, I try to coordinate the packages. So if this one had teal, and I thought that it looked good with these, so I will try and make them. But this is an example of the first one. So if the first person that spends $100 will get the kit for the 4 cards, and probably this package, and then whichever ones I put my hand on next, because I've got a bunch of them already done. And these are random papers from different packs of cardstock. So no matter what your style is, you should be able to find something. And if flowers aren't your thing, well, there's a really cool alcohol-based paper on the back. And the same thing like with the ducks. If the duck scene isn't your thing, well, on the back, there's fishes. Although I really like this scene. This would be a card just by itself. Or a scrapbook page. Anybody else scrapping a lot more lately? I have got the bug since I did the online workshop from Stampin' Santa, which is pretty cool. They did a $250 workshop. And I know it sounds expensive, but I learned loads of tricks, and I hope to pass some of them along to you even today on today's free workshop. So I love to be, even after almost 20 years of doing this as my full-time job, I love that I can still find new tips and tricks to up my game. So here we go. Hi. Okay, so I've got Ella, I've got Denise. Oh, it's so good. Denise, I haven't heard from you in forever. I hope you're doing good. My goodness. All right, so I'm going to open this first card. And again, this was my team meeting this past month. It was a couple weeks ago. And my embellishments kind of fell in the bag. But these embellishments are really cute. They're called low profile dots. I'm going to put them on here so you can see them better. Actually, here, let's see if we can zoom a little bit so you got this. Oh, see, I'm getting fancy. I got gold, and they come in a package like this. And for the workshop, I give you some so that you can use them for your project. So I'll stick that off to the side so I don't lose them, hopefully. And I'm going to grab my first card, which is a fun fold. And when people saw this one online this week, they were so excited. Here, let's zoom out just a little so you can see what I'm doing here. Because this card opens like this. Okay. So when you go to put your card together, I'm going to show you. I put this one together at my meeting, and I got so excited. I moved it over a little bit. What I think I want is this panel, I want it to sit in the middle of my finished card. So we're going to make it a little bit different today. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Sheila. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so glad to see all of you guys. All my friends are here. Yay. All right, I want to make the comments bigger so that I can see your comments if you have them. Thanks for joining me. I'm so excited. Oh, Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, Denise, I miss you, girl. I'm glad to see you on here. Would love to catch up. So anyway, here we go. I'm just going to make sure that my stamp is straight on my block. Oh, I didn't show you the bundle, did I? Huh. Well, it would help if it was on my table, but it's all the way over in the cube, so I'll show you at the end. There's 5 really gorgeous sentiment stamps, and I'm trying to hit the bottom section of this, so I'm hoping that this is straight on the block, and I'm just going to stamp and go for it. Pretty close. Good enough. I love that. And I'm going to grab some adhesive. This is Seal Plus. If you've ever used Seal Plus, I know that some people have trouble with it. I would say my biggest tips are when you come off the top of it, you want to make sure that the adhesive's at the top. So rather than holding it like this against my paper, I actually stand it up more so that when I finish, that the adhesive is right at the top where I want it. It's always something that happens in my live classes. You know, I love being an online demo, I do, but I get my fuel from being around people. So it makes me so happy when I can see everybody. And it also helps me know, oh, I put that on crooked. It also helps me know what people struggle with. So I think it makes my online videos a little bit better because I know what to showcase, you know what I'm saying? So this one is a big one that people struggle with, the adhesive being. All right, so I'm just going to take this piece of ribbon. It's kind of, it's a sturdy ribbon. So I didn't want to make a bow or anything with it. It's like almost like I'd say tweed. It's hard. It's pretty though. And so I wanted to kind of capture it. I'd call it almost masculine, but the color makes it so girly. It's very pretty. But I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this. And we'll talk about the fun fold piece in a minute. I just want to get my stamping done. And again, we used the Pretty Peacock ink pad for this. And I'm going to attach this to the back. Now, I have my adhesive all the way up and down this piece. And then I can attach it onto this gorgeous die cut from Textured Notes. This is also a bundle. This was an online exclusive bundle, the textured notes. And the die cuts are so pretty. They come with these, it's like all of them have this really cool decorative border built in, so your cards are ready to go there. Okay, I'm gonna close this up because you know what happens if I don't. Hey Pam. Oh, I'm loving the new setup too. I'm gonna tell you, it's a ton more work. So it took me hours to get ready for this. But I feel like I'm ready to go. And really the big thing is that you can hear me good and that you can see what the message is. And that's my goal here. So this fun fold, right? It opens like this, and that's pretty impressive. But it's really just a card base. Normally a card base would be 8.5 by 5.5. But you cut a 1/4 inch off, and then you score it at 1/2, and then 2, and then 2.5, and then it folds in half at 4 instead of 4.5. I mean 4.25. So there is a 1/4 inch border or a 1/4 inch lip at the end. But before you get going on any of that, you want to stick your designer series paper pieces in. And these are measuring 5.25 by 1 3/4. And of course, if you do the free with order thing, I will send you the packet in the mail and you'll get the PDF anyway. So if you're planning to place an order to get the packet for free, you're good to go. And then for a $100 order, I have a little prize pack with a free embellishment and 20 sheets of 6x6 paper that I showed at the beginning if you missed it. So now I am putting this down in between my score lines here on those 2-inch sections so that there's a little bit of a border. So when I fold it up, it's going to look like this, and then it's going to look like this. But I don't want to stick that down just yet. I'm going to take my 5.25 by 4-inch basic beige paper. Whoops. See what happened? I get excited and I push too hard. The trick to this adhesive is to lighten up your hand. And of course, I'm all excited that you're here, so I'm pushing a little hard. It's all right though. So, and I only did the 4 corners because this adhesive is very sticky. It's fabulous. So I can get 3 sides equal on the outside because it's looking like it's not exactly, there we go. And then it doesn't matter where this lines up because it's going to get hidden by that 1/2-inch lip. If you are using a lesser adhesive like the regular seal or the old tape runners or whatever, and you tend to not have a sticky seal, I would recommend using liquid glue or Seal Plus or tear and tape for this section. But Seal Plus is so sticky, I have nothing to worry about here. So I'm going to put the Seal Plus down and fold this in, and I'm going to fold this down flat and then close my card front. So I don't know if you see that, but if this is the 4-inch mark, and I'm just going to fold this down so that it's folded kind of in half, and then it makes a nice solid seal for my fun fold there, like that. So now my card will come up and back very easily like that, and it's nice and flat. So here's the part that I was telling you that I'm going to change. So on this card, you see, like I was all excited, I centered it in the center of that banner. But what I really want to do is I want it to center on my card so that the recipient gets it and doesn't realize that it's a fun fold until they try to open it. So I'm going to put adhesive, and again, I'm using the sticky stuff. You can use liquid glue for this, no problem. It would work. Just on the section that's going to sit behind here. And then I'm going to center it on my card as opposed to getting it too far over to the right, if you know what I'm saying. So this is almost, oops, see, this is on the 2/3 now, kind of. And here we go. I'm just going to fasten that down a bit. And now when it stands up, yes, it's not completely in the middle when it's open, but when you close it and you can see it, taking it out of the envelope, now it's really pretty. So I was telling you about that online scrapbooking workshop from Stampin' Up. They had a presenter named Karen who works at the home office now. She was former close to my heart rep, and Stampin' Up hired her, which I'm pretty excited about. So she taught us these embellishments can be a little bit difficult to get off the transfer sheet. So what you do is you push down in the middle so that it sticks better to the transfer sheet with your finger, and then you use your take your pick to pick them up. And I put these embellishments that are petal pink here and here. It really dresses up this card, and it's just the most simple thing. Whoop. I had somebody in my live club this month who said, yeah, my thing doesn't work. I've got too much out. I'm going to peel it off. You know, it's not working. So I reminded her, all of this extra putty that's on the sides, I kind of push up in the center and then push down. Well, when you have to advance this, you advance it slowly, but then once it starts to come up, you got to back it off right away. Otherwise, it's going to do the toothpaste thing and come out at you. So this is the take your pick tool, and it's great. This is just like a gummy meant for picking up embellishments, and I take it and use this end to push it right off the transfer sheet. Once I've pushed down on my embellishment to make sure that the glue dot is stuck to the transfer good before I move it. Isn't that a cool idea? So that's the first card, and you are so appreciated. This is a great project to start off my very first Facebook Live and a YouTube Live together. Okay, so how do I love thee? I tied your bow. If you get this package in the mail, your bow will be ready to go. And I have some pieces here. So this is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And the designer paper, Floral Charm, is measuring 4 by 3. I probably didn't need that much adhesive, but I'm talking, so I'm excited to be here with you. So I'm going to just kind of stick that down in the middle and set that aside for a second. And then we'll do our stamping. So grateful for that heart of yours. For those of you that don't know, my team's name is Stampers with Heart. And, oh, thank you, Lori. My team name is Stampers with Heart, and I just love the font on the stamp set. I love the sentiments. It is like my pick of one of my favorite things in this offering of online exclusives. And so grateful for that heart of yours. I am. Here, let me move that off to the side. Nice dark berry burst color for me to put my elbow in later. Okay, so I cut 2 of these, and you know what? I'm just going to get up and get the stamp set so you can see. It is so pretty. Hang on one sec. There's only 5 stamps in the set, but it is all gorgeous fonts. And here's the die cuts. So there's these leaves, and later in the workshop, you'll see that I cut 2 of these for your Night of Navy one. And this shape is so cool and unique for doing sentiments. I wasn't sure that I needed it, but I loved the font, so I went for it, and now I'm addicted. Go figure. Anyway, I cut out this one, and then just cut this guy up the middle. And we're going to make a label on either side. So this is a great way to make a layer for an image or a die cut that only has one size. It's not a layering one. So you just push out a little bit, and whatever distance you do on that side, kind of equal distance on this side. So if you like a big border, make it big. If you like a little border, make it little. But whatever you do, if you do it on both sides, it's going to look right. And then here in the middle, it's going to just disappear, and it's going to look like you have another die cut shape, and it's just Maybelline. It's just sneaky. All right, so here we go. I'm going to push down in the middle on that. Again, I got my take your pick putty ready to go, and it picks up these items so easily. I just ordered the toolkit that goes with these. So there's like a hobby knife and there's a bookmark maker. I might do that for the live video, the on the fly that I do on Tuesdays. And again, I'm going to be in both spots on Tuesdays. Okay, so I've got this bow, and you can see I pre-tied this one. Oh, here, let me come a little closer. I love that. Okay, just saying. Oh, wait. Ready? Oh my gosh. This is basic beige. Good question, Lori. So basic beige ribbon and basic beige cardstock. Who knows? If you're in the mood and you place your $100 order, I think I have some rolls of basic beige. I can put in some of the prize packs for today's special offer. And that offer will go for the next 5 days. So I'll send it out in my email to remind you. If you're not on my email list, there is a link in the description of this video, along with links to all of the products that I used in case you're questioning what what did she say? I did all the work ahead, so it's all there for you. Oh my goodness, I love that. Is that not pretty? Okay, so I have these 2 pieces done, and now I'm gonna go to my card base, and I'm just gonna zoom back out a little bit because I think I'm in a little too far, a little too close. Okay, so I'm gonna score these. These are just on the folds already done for you. And I believe, it's been a hot minute since I wrote the PDF, that this is 2 and 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. I believe that's what it is. This is a bookbinding fold. So I'm gonna take this and seal down that first section of scored area. And then I took these 2 pieces and ran them through that painted embossing 3D folder. But I'm going to tell you something about that folder. When you cut your paper to 4x1 like I did and run it through the embossing folder, that folder is so embossed that it actually shrinks your paper a little bit. So I made it a smidge longer than 4 inches, so that when I put this card back together, that it actually covers my basic beige. This is a 4x4 in the middle. So I'm gonna put these on, and they, like I said, they are so dimensional. I love this folder because it's so embossed. And I'm gonna cover on this side, and then it's also gonna be the bookbinding section of our card right there. People always ask on this one which one they should put face up. I'm like, I have no idea. They're both awesome. But I would say, like, whichever one you pick, probably do the same side for both sides of this card, so that when you do open it, that it will open right. This is what it looks like when you open it. So you pull. Okay. So next, this folds over like that. So you're going to take this front piece and fold it over, and you can hit it with a bone folder like that. If you don't have a bone folder, you can take the back of your snips and use that like a bone folder. Although we stopped, the manufacturer that we use for paper snips stopped making them. So Stampin' Up! Is in a mad scramble to find a new scissor distributor. I'm kind of hoping that they bring back the old craft and rubber scissors, and we used to have a pair of $30 scissors that are now my ribbon scissors, and I can't imagine not having them. All right, so I've got it. I folded this back and I hit it with the bone folder, and now I'm gonna try and get this 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch piece between the 2 embossed pieces. It doesn't matter to me if it lines up perfectly in the center at all. I just want it to cover these 2 pieces so that like it looks even on that. And then this can be kind of cattywampus and it doesn't matter. It's so pretty. So I'll bring my sentiment back in, and here's the key with this. When you attach this piece that's going to hang over on top of that embossed piece. You don't want your dimensionals to be on the outside. So I'm going to place my dimensionals like from here in, and it's also going to cover that seam where we cut that paper in half. So just don't put your dimensionals past that spot, if that makes any sense at all. And of course, you have a minute to chat with me because this is going to take me a hot minute. Lori, I'm glad that you like it. You know, it is beautiful. And it definitely speaks to me. That font is gorgeous. Don't mind me. I'm always afraid, you know. Hey, Karen, nice to meet you. I'm so excited you're here. And I get to see like Karen's on Facebook and Lori's watching from YouTube. Oh, this is so exciting. You guys are fabulous. And then we have Lynn from Jersey. Oh, this is great. I can see everything. I don't think I have enough yet. Okay. Here we go. So I've got my dimensionals, and even though I have maxed this bad boy out, I don't need to peel all of the dimensionals. I've got the support back there, and it's really just about the height. Dimensionals are super sticky, and I don't need the extra stick. I needed the support behind there. It's all about the right support. Anyway, I'm gonna stick this down onto my card base, or my card front, the top. And now the dimensionals are hidden back there, and they're also not sticking my card closed. And if I want, I can trim this down so that the envelope doesn't cause any distress with the ribbon, but it's so pretty long. This basic beige ribbon is fabulous. I'm going to shorten that side now that I did the other side, right? Cute. So that is card 2. Any questions so far? Oh, pretty darn smooth so far. And I love this whole, oh good, Lisa, I'm so glad that you're loving the picture quality. You have no idea. I'm so excited. I've really been working hard to up my game because of some of the changes to technology. And you know, it's always good to self-assess and see where you can do better, right? So here I am trying to do better. And it might mean that like I make mistakes. It's possible. This is a standard Z fold. So if you're looking to make one of these, it's 11 by 4 1/4, and you score it in half at 5 1/2 like normal. And then 2 3/4 here. Yeah, Pamela, I'm excited too. It's funny. We were up in York, and I had no way. I filmed a video of Alexis when she was little bowling at a bowling alley up at the beach when she was little. And it is my first YouTube video. So I did it from up in York, Maine. And I was telling Alexis that the other day when we were talking about how I was gonna try to do this. And yeah, I got the software. I figured it out. Everything is figure-outable. Anyway, so I folded that 2 3/4 inch piece back to make my Z. And now I have a 4 by 2 1/2 inch piece that's embossed again with that painted folder that shrinks up so lovely. You got to decide which side you want your paint up. And then just attach that to give it a little bit of depth on the front of my card. This designer paper is my new favorite. I'm probably gonna use it. We have a swap every month for my team, and this month the team was to cut into your designer paper. I'm probably gonna use the rest of this to make my swaps. I think there's 12 of us swapping this month, so just have a few cards to make up. And it's so pretty. It's hard to go wrong. So, you're the best. It's another thing I say a lot because actually, I don't know if you guys know, but I like to sing karaoke, and Tina Turner is one of my go-tos. You're simply the best. I was actually on an incentive trip with Stampin' Up, and I won second place in a karaoke contest on board one of the incentive trip cruise ships. I lost to a guy who was like 80 years old, and he wore a full tuxedo and sang Mac the Knife. I voted for him too. Hey, Karen. Hey, Mary. Oh my gosh, thanks for tuning in. Did the email help? I hope the email helped so that you could find me. I'm going to still continue to do my Tuesday lives at 3 o'clock. I might change to the morning just because of everything going on with life. But I will make sure that I communicate when I will be live, but I'll be live in both places from now on, which is pretty cool. And I'm able to use the audio from my laptop, so that makes it nice. Oh, let's talk about this for a second. This is a flat knot, and normally I would tie a flat knot off of the ribbon roll, but I included all the bits and pieces that you need for your projects with this free with the make and take free with an order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make just a knot with this, and I'm tying it on, and you put your finger down in the middle, and you bring that piece that you tied under that's nice and flat up over your hand, and then I'm going to bring this over and kind of fold it under again. I don't tie ribbon, I fold ribbon, like I pretend it's paper. The piece that goes underneath, which would normally be the one that's cut from the roll, the other piece would be attached to the roll under there. I know this might not make sense, but I'm gonna take that piece and tack it. And the trick to tying a flat knot is only pulling one side on the finish. So now, I wish you could just touch this, but when you touch it, it's nice and flat. So when you mail it, there's going to be no extra postage, which I love. I will put this up on dimensionals. What I will say about that is, for the U.S. Postal Service, you pay extra postage once you get to more than 1/4 inch thick. So if you do one layer of dimensionals on your cardstock, that keeps it to within the 1/4 inch mark. If you decide that you want to have something else on top of this, and then you layer dimensionals again, that's where you run into the extra postage. So that's kind of good to know, the 1/4 inch thick surcharge. Here we go. So I just peeled off a few of these, and I'm going to go to like bottom right. That's the 2/3 rule. So you take this is a scrapbooking thing, which is funny, and I bring it into cards, but you take your paper and you cut it into 3, and then you cut it into 3, and one of those 4 sections is where your focal should be, and that's how I decide where to put stuff sometimes. I rarely put stuff right in the middle. And if it is right in the middle, I feel like I have to get it super straight in the middle, or it looks weird, Okay, you're the best. You really are. Here we go. I'm going to take this now. Same thing with this. We got the Z-fold. We don't want any adhesive from here over. So I'm going to flip this over here so I don't accidentally mess up. Mess-ups happen. And then I'm going to flip it back over. And here we go. So I'll just center this. And it'll be stuck to the left-hand side, Z-fold. Easy enough, right? Now here's that tip from Karen from the home office again. I'm going to use the petal pink embellishments, which are kind of getting lost on my table, but that's okay. I'm going to push down and then pull off the transfer sheet. It really does help. I don't know what happened there. Did it just fall off? That's awesome. I'm in. Anything that makes it easy. And then I'm going to push down again to make sure that it's nice and stuck to the transfer sheet before I push it off with my take your pick. Love it. Ooh. And so for this one, I'm kind of going in a triangle. It doesn't have to be exactly. So this was the first one. See how the triangle goes there? As long as you get some form of a triangle, it's going to look right. So I love it. Okay, so that's the 3rd card. This is going so fast. I love it. I was prepared. Okay, so that's the 4th card. And before we get into making the 4th card, I want to show you cleaning up the table. I couldn't stop. So there are 5 stamps. I made a couple of thank you cards just with what was sitting on the table, and I'll give you a second if you want to take a screenshot of those. Again, I used basic beige instead of white for my neutral, which I think is a really cool look. And that is that same textured die cuts that are in the supply list at the top of the video. So if you need anything that's on this video, you can see it in the supply list. Although I may not have included this embossing folder because it's different from the class. This one is the 3D plaid embossing folder, which I love. And I do love it at an angle. Do you guys like that? When I look at this embossing folder, it looks kind of crooked to me anyway. So these I literally threw this together with scraps that were hanging out on my table. So easy peasy cards, and they're beautiful. And here's another look at those die cuts. So for card 4, here, let me get that out of the way. I cut one of those, but then I cut 2 of the leaves, and I was able to cut one swipe for one card because you have 2 leaves that match, which I really like. They've been doing that with some of their stuff. That's nice having a second batch of them anyway. Okay, moving right along. A little kindness makes a big difference, doesn't it? Here we go. I'm excited. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay, so you want to see some more tricks I have? This is fun. That's when you get the stamp straight the first time. Oh my gosh. Gotta love the little things, right? It's like getting a little extra love in your package when you get a card class or when you get club. And you're like, oh my gosh, there's a pen, yay! And it's just a pen or it's just a bracelet or whatever they are that we've been doing every month. But I know that for me, it's like sometimes it's the little surprise and delight things that make me happy. I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to touch the pre-tied bow to the glue dot. So I've already tied all the bows in this class, and you would get all the ribbon that you need and all the embellishments. You would just need the stamp set and the 4 ink pads. So if you own that, or if you don't want to get this stamp set, you could substitute with other sentiments that you have that fit it if you want the packet. It's just free with a $50 order. All right, I moved my take your pick and then I lost it. Okay, so I'm push down and pick up. I love that tip. Push down and pick up. And I got a new craft room table too. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yes, Lisa, this is a class. It is free with a $50 order. And all the details are in the description of the video. So you get all 4 pre-cut projects in a packet. The die cutting's been done, the bows have been tied, except for that little flat knot that I just showed you how to tie. You'll get the ribbon for that, and then you get the 2 little embellishment pieces that go with it. So you use all of the packet when you get that. Oh, I'm putting dimensionals on already. Whoops. We got to do the next piece. So for the next bit, you will need a paper trimmer. And you only have to cut 1 piece in your kit, but I've already cut the base of it. So here's what we're going to do. I got to grab the trimmer, actually. I forgot. Love it. I'm sorry, I had to run away. So I do love spoiling you guys and cutting all your paper and tying all your bows, but it is one of the benefits of Stamp Club that they cut their own paper. And I've heard a lot of feedback, even from the people in person, that they've learned a lot about their own card making just by doing this piece by themselves. So this piece is measuring 3 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to have them cut it down, anybody who qualifies for a packet, to 2.5. and then 1 1/4. So that's essentially 1 1/4 inch strips, right? But the reason I'm having you cut your own is I want to keep them in order. So I'm gonna actually just take them like where they sit so that I don't get them out of order and flip them over. So I'm calling this church window. Perfect for a Sunday. We have this restaurant up in New Hampshire, and we go to dinner there once in a while, and they have windows that are 3 panes that should be connected together. And the person who put it up like swapped the order. So now instead of like the church window look, I sit and my OCD puckers every time I go to this restaurant because I just want to get up and fix the glass panes that are meant to be decorative, and they're meant to do this, the connecting church window. So that's why I cut it. I left it on my cutter so I didn't mix up the order. And now when I flip this one over, these connect on both sides, right? But I did the 2 outsides first. And here's why. You want to be able to line this up so that the middle is in the middle, and it gives a nice beautiful border if you do the 2 outsides first, because then it makes it easy to find the center. And now this piece is gorgeous, right? So from there, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to flip it over and add a little bit of seal here and here. And I'm going to take these die cut pieces that I've already die cut for you and kind of just get them off the edge. Oh, I put the adhesive on the wrong side. Of course I did. And I'm almost at the end. Do you see that? Wow. Exciting. Here we go. So I got my leaves coming off there. And you could even like layer it in there if you want, just as long as it's sticking to something. Now I'm going to take that whole thing and put dimensionals on that. So yes, Lisa, this will be a class. And if you're not on my email list and you opt in, again, that's all in the title of the video. I'll also email out the details of the class offering right after the video. So I emailed beforehand this time to tell everybody that I'm going to be live on YouTube for the first time. Well, like, I don't think it's the first time I've been live on YouTube, but it's the first time I'm offering a class or doing anything in grand gesture like this, you know. So you have a minute to chat through if you have any questions, because this is going to take me a hot minute. I love my dimensionals. This is what I call proper dimensional usage. I missed a spot, but I think we'll be okay. For the sake of the time of the video, I'll let go there. It's funny. So I don't need to peel them all off either. It's really just about the height. They're sticky enough. And that one looks like it was already coming off, so I'll go for it. And whoop, I will flip this over and attach it. Actually, you know what? I want to see it on my card base. That matters sometimes. Okay. So here's the base, and this is Bubble Bath. And like I said, there's a complete supply list at the top. So if there's anything I touched that you weren't sure what color it was, I put everything in the header before I started. Okay. And then this is already sticky, so I can just finish it off. I think I like it in a little bit. But I do like that the leaves are breaking the plane on this one. Like, you can really see them stuck underneath. All right, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to ask any questions that you might have. You have me live, so I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. You have a little bit left over from your class, but like again, this all comes in your kit, everything to make the 4 projects, pre-cut, pre-embossed. There will be a PDF that would be delivered to your inbox as well. And you would just need your own stamps and ink. We used, here, let me grab them. We used 4 colors of ink. And here they are: Native Navy, Mossy Meadow, Berry Burst, and Pretty Peacock. And I did give most of the measurements as we went. But if you'd like a pre-cut kit in the mail, I would love to send you one, as well as I gave you a couple of extra little samples here that I just made from scraps on the table. I didn't do any PDF or packet for these. They were just fun. But some of the takeaways from this class are using basic beige as a neutral instead of white. I'm totally impressed with those. Like for this one, I think it softens it a little bit. It's not so white, and it's like gorgeous at the same time. And then this one that opens into a box. And yeah, thank you, Lynn, for being here. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is here. Let's see. My email address is here. Yeah, I got all the kinds of fun stuff here. Let's see if we can create with Selene is here. And then this was Label Me Grateful. And we featured the Floral Charm designer paper. I really appreciate you guys. Oh, and that one fun fold, because people kept asking me all week after I showed this one. This is the measurements of that fun fold, if that's helpful to you. So it's 8 1/4 by 5 1/2 instead of 8 1/2. And then you score it at 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, and 4. And that's what makes that little box mechanism. And don't forget to stick your insert in first before you build the box. But yeah, so anyway, I'm pretty excited. Thank you for joining me. It's my first YouTube and Facebook simultaneous live. Oh, I'm trying to shut these off. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm just going to turn them all on. That's funny. I think I got them all. Wow. You know, it's all good. Anyway, thank you guys. I got a brand new toy. I can share more beautiful creations with you, and you can find me here on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, both on Facebook and YouTube. And I appreciate you very much. One more go. This class, the 4 cards are free with a $50 order. If you bump it up to 100, I will send you a gift pack of 20 sheets of cardstock and an embellishment. It may not look like this one again, because they're all different and unique, but I will send you a little gift, and the links are up in the description of the video. Thank you again. I appreciate you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week.